After what has felt the longest break this season for Formula 2, we are back in action as the single greatest one-make championship on the planet returns. It is time for the final round of the campaign, and what a venue it is. It isn't even a venue, it is really a street circuit that we're doing battle on, and a street circuit which doesn't really inspire overtaking, meaning if you get it done, it is absolutely remarkable, and drivers have already been practicing earlier on this week to try and make sure that that does come into action, and some of the overtaking can be Joe Boschong down to turn 1, Boschong on the outside, Joe on the inside, and Joe with the inside line at Sanderot maintaining the position. Who is feeling brave down to the hairpin? Liam Lawson, now Formula 1 driver, possibly even Max Verstappen's teammate, with how the rumours are he got past Marino Sato. This was for the lead, Liam Lawson and Oscar Piastri, two F1 stars right now. They were stars in Formula 2 around this circuit, as Lawson made one of the moves of the campaign back in 2021 to get by. Well, these are glorious live scenes here at Monte Carlo as we get going for what will be our final weekend of the season. And how great is it to be able to see these Formula 2 cars back on the circuit. And we're taking a look at Powell, the driver who has been in the Car 55 McLaren for a while until Harrison came back last time around. He's back now in a Formula 2 car, as is the rest of the field. You've got Sir Harrison McLaren, who's had an even longer time away, because he wasn't with us when we went racing at Miami. And Miami had it all. Miami definitely had it all. We had one of the, well, I guess a lot of people have been saying some of the worst defense we've ever seen. We also had plenty of action. We had rain. We had the slowest ever race start until it got faster. And then you had Jaden just winning, basically. But this weekend, I believe, will be a bit more competitive. So that will be the aim. Now, this isn't the only F2 action this weekend. This Friday, I should say. We, of course, obviously have the sprint and feature as usual. But today, we also have the F2 awards ceremony. With lots of F2 specific awards being given out. And there will be more information when we do hold that at 8 PM. F1 practice taking place in between as well. Great to have a F1 practice session also with us on the same weekend. And we can definitely tell you that unfortunately we won't be able to broadcast you practice, as the F1 commentator is saving his voice for the rest of the weekend. So the F1 commentator who is driving is preferring to save his voice and not commentate on practice, and he'd also rather have dinner as well, making sure that it's not cold. So we won't be getting a broadcast of F1, and we take a look at the driver which we've been talking about, and we haven't said his name yet. Here is Jaden then. You can see that it's a different livery. Now, we're going to be able to analyse that throughout the weekend. I think we'll dig deep. There's some F1 liveries as well, which I also have a little bit of a story to tell you about. So there's quite a lot to get into this Formula 2 session as laps come over the line. But I believe we can quickly hear from your champion of this season right now. ART Car 5, a slightly different ART Car 5, but still the same goal, and that is to be the winner in his final ever Formula 2 weekend. Let's hear from Jaden.
Yep, let's get them. Last weekend, last qualifying, F2. Let's get them. Let's hopefully win F2.
Yes, absolutely. It is the last qualifying session of the season for FIA Formula 2. Brilliantly talked to you through there as well from Jaden in his final Formula 2 weekend, as I've already mentioned. But just to get that point across, it wasn't me just making a little error. That is the case, that it is his final Formula 2 weekend this time around. He'll put his full focus on Formula 1 and possibly a new series that might also be emerging. Still discussions going on about what that could be, but he will no longer be in Formula 2. I think, well, he's had 2 seasons of Formula 2. In real life, the champion isn't allowed to stay in the series anyway. He's won the championship it twice, so I think it's only fair if he moves on and gives someone else a chance of glory in this title, because with the same car, it just means that it will get repetitive and someone will just win every season. With F1, it's always different. You always have, of course, different. We have some seasons which have performance with upgrades and stuff. We have other seasons with equal cars or near equal cars, like we are hoping to get next season as well with F1 2013. So that's all going on. So, to quickly talk you through what's going on the circuit, as I continue rambling my way through, but you know, it's been a little while since we've had Formula 2 out there on the circuit, this glorious championship back, and, well, we can see that Jaden has set a 1 minute 33.411 right now. Harrison's in second as he returns back, Pal in third, Logo in fourth. Now, one of the main headlines coming into this weekend, we've actually, I think, got two main ones, but the main one, as for some reason, I don't know how that's happened, but somehow someone has decided to fly me, and it meant that the spectate menu was taken away from us. Now it's back with us, however. So, before I was rudely interrupted by the game, we have Trident battling with the constructors, and I don't know if it comes as a bit of a surprise, but the driver, well, the other driver at Trident is not here right now, so it's been a common theme. Note hyping up Formula 2 and all of that happening, and then we go to the session and he's not there. He's nowhere to be seen. So, unsure where on earth he is, but to be fair, I think Trident could win this just with Pal, who has done a brilliant job as well. But yeah, it's been a combination for Trident. I think Trident would have had this for a while as Pal clubbers the wall at the Sandervoort section of the circuit, which opens up the lap. But yeah, I think Trident would have won the constructors a while back. Of course, Pal missed a few races earlier due to no fault of his own. Then, well, throughout the rest of the season, Note's just basically been missing randomly. Just no specific reasons for it, really. Just out of nowhere, we go to an event and we don't see him. So, a combination of all of that for Trident, along with a bit of bad luck, where they could have got a few extra points. And I'm sure they would have absolutely loved that, to be able to grab those extra points. But right now, they are still, by 28 points, the leader. And their rivals are a one-man team at ART. Now, I don't believe they're going to be able to get the title by Jaden, unless really Trident have the most horrid weekend. It can't be won today, of course. We still have a sprint and we have a feature to go, so it will most likely be settled tomorrow. And then it's going to be all fun. It's going to be all fun on final F2 day, which there will be, of course, both championships sealed, all of F1's titles sealed, all of F2's titles sealed, but the other storyline, which we're still going to be able to look forward to, is going to be Note, who, as I mentioned, this is also for his second place in the championship. Harrison is one of the contenders for that, and, well, when Note needs to, he isn't here, so he's not only fighting for the constructors. I think Pal can manage that, but if he wants to get second, he needs to be attending, and those 2 points for Pal will get him closer, so no sign of Note. But I think enough of Note, or I think we're going to end up talking more about Note than people who have actually decided to be here and deliver us with fantastic Formula 2. Jaden comes over the line, 1 minute 32.427 for the Polish driver. We'll analyse that car later. Let's quickly give a word on Logos. We haven't mentioned him so far. So the Prima man, who is still yet to win a race, so he's been cruelly denied at a few occasions, has Logo. So hopefully he is able to grab the win, and maybe even this weekend, who knows. I think he would love a victory this weekend. Jaden wants to win the final F2 feature race. That will be, of course, goodbye for him to this championship. We're also celebrating, of course, the Christmas. We're also celebrating Christmas this weekend. So the Christmas decorations that were supposed to be up haven't, due to the, well, yeah, so Jaden had control over all of the F1 stuff. So he was supposed to be doing the Christmas decorations, but I think he got asked to do quite a lot of liveries, which meant it wasn't possible. So if anyone's wondering why we don't have as much Christmas decorations like we did all the way back in Mexico last year, it's exactly due to that. We only have basically a Christmas tree up, which, I mean, doesn't take much time to add, so I had to get that in myself. So yeah, that's what's happened with that. Maybe we can add a few more stuff throughout the weekend, but as everyone wanted liveries this weekend, it meant that Jaden had to put his majority of time into that. So yeah, that's what's happened with that. Now another thing for you is we're still watching Logo, so I'll give you another piece on Logo. Jaden was asked by Logo to create himself a livery. So Logo asked Jaden, can I have a steak livery? Jaden, of course, immediately said no. And it would have been, well, it may have turned out that Logo would have got no livery. However, once I found that out last night, I kind of felt bad. And as this is my final weekend developing on the F1 side, I think it was, I think I had to give him something at least. So I managed to just get him out of livery, connect two cars together, make sure that it's not broken, and put it together, hope it works, get Jaden to test drive it and see whether it was all working, and it seems like we were able to just pull that off. So Logo has got a car livery. I had to put a lot of time into that yesterday because we had stuff like the pit system not working for it, or it being too low to the ground, and all annoying things were going on yesterday. So yeah, I think I'm going to enjoy it. That being my final bit of work for F1 as well, and Jaden will be fully sorting it all out next season in terms of F1 2013 cars. It's not really complicated, there's no updates or anything, so it's not really that hard in terms of that. Now, Jaden going quickest of all in the first sector at 27.938. So maybe we can get Logo to if Logo's in the top 3, I think we can get Logo to actually show you his livery. As Jaden isn't broadcasting F1 practice later, I think we need to show you the liveries. We also have McLaren, who were incredibly disappointed with their livery when it first came out. And I think I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it or anything. It was pretty ugly originally, let's just say, but Jaden has attempted to make it better at least, so it'll be interesting to see how it looks out there on the circuit as we go past the Marshall posts as well, and we look and wait to see what sort of lap times can everyone deliver. It's right now Jaden, Harrison, Powell, Logo, the top 4 at this stage. Logo coming into this with less experience compared to all of the other drivers who've had some laps and runs in the Formula 2 car. Powell's one was slightly disruptive, I'll just add, as Jaden decided to completely destroy a barrier in practice. So yeah, he and Logo decided to fully damage a wall, and it meant that I guess Jaden got to practice how to repair stuff around Monaco. And it meant that half of the circuit was blocked while Powell continued pushing on. But he didn't crash once. He didn't crash once into that part where it was being recovered, even though literally more than half the road was blocked. So I think that does show that Powell definitely found a solution and was still pushing on for the majority of the circuit. But of course, just having that there every lap would be slightly annoying. Whether that's a distraction, whether that's a thought, or whatever a driver might be going through at that stage. 16 minutes and 40 seconds to go on the clock. Jaden is improving once again, and during practice, I think we were promised to have a brilliant battle between Jaden and Note, and guess who doesn't turn up? Note. Meaning that the battle that we may have been promised, even in the race, if he doesn't turn up in the race, then we've actually been robbed. With how they were battling in practice, we want to see more of that in the race. And Jaden continues to go faster, 1 minute 32.164. And I don't think really Note could get close unless he can really bring out a surprise. I don't think he could get close to that lap, and it is turning into once again that week. I think tomorrow's sprint race, which I believe Jaden is going to be participating in from the discussions and everything that's been done. There was a chance that he'd miss it, but I believe he will be here as well, as everyone will, most people will definitely be incredibly disappointed with that one. And they were all excited for one good F2 sprint race, and Triton would have been like, okay, here we go, let's head to the team's standings as well. But I mean, the championship, the Constructors' Championship, still could be kept alive. It still could be kept alive if Note decides not to attend again, and Jaden ends up winning, and Pal maybe scores a 3rd or a 4th. Jaden just looking for a few extra points at this stage. And if he can get into the under 26, which of course he can still get, which, it's Formula 2. Remember, we have the rules. Just a reminder, if you haven't joined us for a while, we do still have the rules of if you do get stuck in the barrier, can't get out by yourself, and you cause the red flag, then you are out of the session. Okay, we've got a slow-moving Trident off Pal, and we can hear from him now as well.
I was in a Trident sandwich. I don't know what their tactics was. Harrison's now behind me. Well, I don't know if he's still behind me, but yeah, just going side by side. Wonderful.
So, great to hear from the British driver who will bring it up to the gears as he goes up Beau Rivage. At this stage, Note is also joined. Never mind, he's also left. Before I could finish that sentence as well, I saw on the player list I Note momentarily joined. So I think he'll get that one sorted. And that's a moment for Logo. Logo in the background has had a moment. Okay, let's keep with Logo as Harrison goes to the inside. The Primus switch places and both of them go into the barrier. Both of the Primus heading to the wall, and we've got a battle on the circuit. Logo trying to go the long way around, and it is only qualifying, but we're getting treated to some racing. And Jaden said that he wanted to make the move as going for it. Portier to the inside. Oh, that was never going to work. But can he go round the outside of the tunnel? Logo gets ahead. I think Harrison backed out of that one. That time around. He does not want to end up in the sea. Right to the left-hand side. And Logo will allow Harrison back through as these two deliver us with some action. Okay, now, I was trying to go, as Jaden backs out of it and allows the Primus to, I was attempting to go to a radio from this man who's waving, but let's finally hear from Jaden.
Yeah, the traffic at Raskas was unbelievable. I nearly hit the Trident, but still went on, luckily.
Well, is that part of the session where these guys just start also enjoying themselves slightly? But, I mean, it's a 1 minute 31.7 as well from Jaden, so he's been able to take it further away from the field. Note's now going to come in. He'll get used to things, and we'll see what he'll be able to do, whether he can be a contender. And wow, I am surprised. Note is on my menu today. Here we go. Note is on the spectating menu for once when joining late. So, no rejoining, none of that needed. And welcome the Trident. Welcome the Trident of Note, who is debating second place in the championship as well. We are also going to be crowning drivers later on today in the Formula 2 ceremony at 8 PM. So that's going to be going on. Lots of different awards and stuff being handed out to some of our most successful drivers from Formula 2. And of course they'll also be getting lots of awards, I'm sure, in the PRL awards later on soon as well. So that's what's going to be happening with that, which of course that's combined with F1 and F2, so that's both of them along with other aspects. So yeah, the simple way of looking at it to avoid any confusion, the F2 awards, the F2 exclusive awards, is quite literally the exclusive F2 awards like they have in real life. And then the PRL awards is basically what FIA's gala is, which is also, let me just add, today as well in real life, where they crown F1, F2, F3, and also crown Formula E and all other sorts of FIA credited championships. Now, it is Jaden's final ever Formula 2 weekend, as we've already mentioned quite a few times, and it looks like he wants to make the most of being able to talk on the radio in these sessions. So, let's once again, with 11 minutes to go, hear from the new livery car being driven by Jaden.
No pit system, pit lane. I have to go around twice. There's no pit system.
So that will definitely be adjusted. I think we were aware of that, but that will be adjusted in full race conditions tomorrow, I should say. Lights also need to be changed for this weekend because we can't really see them from the opposite side, so it only shows on the driver's side. And it's the season final, meaning that we want to get some good pictures for the final ever Formula 2 race of the season. So we want to actually have the camera positioned like it is in real life. So we're not just going to be facing the lights the same way the drivers are, so we want it realistic in terms of that. So we'll just adjust the lights to one that basically shows on both sides, and lights that are absolutely good and still, well, look good. That's, I guess, the main thing. And is that a bit of lag for note? Is that a bit of lag for note? I think let's see, we've got Jaden coming through, and the Trident is sitting there. And yes, I believe that is, well, unfortunately, that will need to be the red flag because it's right in the tunnel, middle of the tunnel. And if you don't have Isaac Hadjar skills to move away, as you did in real life, then basically I think you are going to be in for a big crash. Right, red flag's out. Let's now hear from Pal.
Simply lovely in the championship weekend. Oh well, typical. Fuck.
Yep, he is a driver who just wanted to get on with some laps, and he's just found out his teammate has basically just caused a red flag and left his and has his Trident now in the middle of the circuit. So that's gone on. So yeah, red flag is out. Red flag is out. Let's not get confused. Everyone comes back into the pit lane. Jaden will go recover that Trident as well. The tow truck immediately heading out there. So Jaden will go do that. And we will, well, get to see it. Now Jaden's driving backwards in the pit lane. So let's just hope all the drivers are aware and don't just ram into him, which would be another dramatic moment. And he's going to be driving backwards on the circuit as well to try and get to the scene as quick as possible. And wow, I guess if we left the Trident there in that situation, I think we definitely could possibly have seen it just go straight, well, we could just see someone go straight into it and possibly even into the sea, which don't think we're getting a recovery system out there. Now there is of course a cruise ship and all of that stuff as well next to the circuit. The drivers will be using that. I believe Jaden's driving them. I believe they will be using that to get to the other side of Monaco later on, to get to the F2 awards, as Jaden nearly crashes in the pit lane as per usual. Right, let's hear from Pal.
Who's just driving that tow truck? Why have they deployed it so early? Should be waiting for all the cars to go into the pit lane. Nearly fucking hit me.
So that is Pal ensuring his safety and making it clear that that was not safe. I mean, we had to have the red flag due to a Trident that has stopped as well. But yeah, what he's arguing is that at the same time you may have caused a red flag for that, but if you're driving a tow truck onto the circuit backwards, then it is not really the safest option when cars are still going. So yeah, that will definitely be something that will be considered. Well, I don't remember deploying the tow truck out myself there. So Jaden's just gone out there and gone to it himself as well. So that's happened. But yeah, I think he'll definitely remember not to do that, because that would be another thing. Then you'd have two Tridents in a mess with a tow truck, with Jaden possibly being, well, heavily injured and not being able to continue the session. And well, it looks like we're going to be here a bit more longer, because I think Jaden may have just, I guess a lot of people are saying Jaden may just have bottled towing a car, as it's literally just fallen completely off. So yeah, it's the red flag stuff. It's the red flag stuff. Anyway, now let's see. So let's go to the pit lane. Drivers are walking around. Now let's see if anyone's gonna show us their F1 liveries. So we're gonna follow people. Let's see if anyone heads to their F1 liveries, as it looks like we've got all the time in the world. Oh look, here we go. Pal's gonna be taking us to his F1 car. So let's take a look at this then. Let's take a look at some of the different liveries that we have got as well. Both Primo's deciding to just stay. I think, well, Harrison doesn't need to go, as Pal's basically going to show the exact same thing. Oh, here we go. It's actually open for us. Look at this. It's actually open. So if we go inside, we're going to take the camera inside. Let's take a look at that. So we've got the chrome livery, as Jaden's getting mad at the tow truck. So Jaden was the one who created this. But I'm happy that there we don't have the ugliness that we saw earlier on in the weekend as well. But that being shown to us by the British driver, who might just be taking Trident to the constructors by the end of this. Where is where is Jaden is the question, as I think he just brings it back. And I don't think Jaden was successful at all. In getting the trident at all. So yeah, that's something that's happened. As Jaden's asking for the tow truck to be replaced for next week. Tomorrow, I should say. So there is a lot going on. There is a lot going on. We've got the ceremony later on for F2. We've got F1 practice as well. It is the most busiest Friday, and I think Jaden's car got hidden somewhere. Well, anyway, the road appears as Note's driving his thing back, his car back, because we saw Jaden not being able to bring it. So, okay, that's fine. We're going to be able to get the session back underway as soon as Note's in the pit lane, so we'll just wait for him. Just to make sure that he's not going to crash it. Well, he actually is going to crash it, but not crash it in that way. And we'll set 9 minutes on the board. And F2 qualifying at Monaco is go! And immediately, not getting away his logo due to contact, as they all wanted to get on with it. Which I'm not surprised. It's Formula 2 qualifying. It's the final qualifying session of the season for Formula 2. Who wouldn't be excited? This is going to be incredible stuff. Okay, now, I think we'll analyze more stuff tomorrow. Is that Jaden? Yeah, okay, I think the car's okay. Momentarily, I thought that car was having problems. So, it looks like it's okay. And it's back going. Now, I think we'll analyze Jaden's livery tomorrow. As it looks like we do have stuff to talk about. But yeah, Note's here now. And it's going to be really fascinating to see what's going to take place. No more Note at Trident next week as well. Trident next season, I should say. But yeah, technically from next week he won't be a part of that outfit. Once he immediately leaves it after this weekend. So a lot of F2 news that has taken place. And Note is moving to Invicta to join Logo next season. Meaning that Harrison, of course, will be alone as it stands with Primoz as other people continue to try and also make moves. And in Formula 2, we're used to seeing moves every season. Bella also retired earlier on in the season. That was earlier on. So that's just me making sure that everyone is aware in case that you didn't join us earlier in the season. Bella did retire from the championship. She momentarily joined the game. Everyone thought, oh, is she coming back from retirement? But no, she was here to watch, and then she didn't end up really watching at all. So that's what's going on with that. And it is going to be very interesting to see as Harrison, also Sir Harrison McLaren, announced yesterday with a video as well. So he announced yesterday that he would be staying with the McLaren team, which I think he will definitely be enjoying. Or actually, I should say on the 11th. So 2 days ago, actually. I've just been corrected in my ear right now. So thank you to Omi Helper for that one. As I've not been able to keep much across Formula 1 news. But as we don't have practice, I'm kind of having to do both jobs. I'm kind of having to sum up F1. I'm also having to do my normal stuff, which is F2. But I'm also having to talk about F1 a little bit as well. Just to make sure everyone is aware coming into this weekend. As there's no weekend warm-up either. For F1, so they're going to be straight into qualifying tomorrow, so it's important to get the basics out. And into the barrier goes Logo, but he will continue on in a few moments time. Wait for it. There we go, green flags are back out on these famous streets. And these famous streets which look to acclaim 2 different winners this weekend, one for the sprint, one for the feature, and they will be our final ones tomorrow as well. 6 minutes to go, and it'll be interesting to speak to some of our drivers. And oh goodness me, we've got one of the Tridents heading through, and that was getting past, and that is Note, who continues to push on right now through to back. You've got a angry Jidden on the circuit in his final ever Formula 2 qualifying, and he's with Logo, and oh, that was a very close moment. Jaden and Logo on the circuit. What is going on here? And oh my word, it's getting so dramatic. Who's going to be ahead? Who's going to be behind? ART, Prima could not sort that out. And in the end, we end up with a situation where Jaden I believe, has been able to get through. As we go past the Christmas tree, and we go on to the main start-finish straight. And around this circuit, though, especially in F2, around the circuit, you've got plenty of overtaking opportunities still. If you have the pace, it does take some brave overtaking skills as well. But what a season! Let me just quickly talk about the season that we could be in for next season as well. What type of season we could be in for. You've got Harrison, you've got Pal, you've got Logo, and you've got Note. 4 drivers that have proven across this season that they've got the pace. Whether they can show the pace every round, that's a different story. And that will be a story that will be answered next season. So cannot wait for that. But yeah, we've got the award ceremony for Formula 2 happening later on today at 8 PM. You can join us for that. It will be a live broadcast including lots of talk from F2 drivers and other people that are involved as well. And as I mentioned earlier, Jaden will be, I believe, driving a cruise ship all the way down to the other side of Monaco. So yeah, it is taking place at the other side of Monaco. So it is a little bit of a drive for them in terms of they're going to be going through water, of course, with the boats and stuff. I believe some drivers might organise their own boats as well, but they'll need to let us know basically as soon as possible after this session, I think. If they're going to do that. Oh! And off the road through the third sector is Jaden to bring out the yellow flag, and he's going to be in the way. He's going to be in the way of Logo, and he's trying to get back going. And well, if that happened in the race, then I think lots of people would be a little bit more excited. But if he's got pole by such a big margin, lots of people definitely won't really raise eyebrows. However, would you like some hype? Harrison going nicely to the first sector. That's a personal best for him as he continues on. 27.996. He cut over the road though. So yeah, that would be a lap time deleted anyway for him. So I think he must have invalidated at some other point, which is why he just went straight over the road. Other improvements. Logo last time around invalidated. So yeah, just seeing plenty of invalidations at this stage. We'll look and see where the improvements might be. Even if we don't get a battle for first, you may get a battle for fourth or third, which Note has that position, let me just add. I think F2's been away for too long that this session's becoming more of a podcast, where we're not really focusing on times. It's basically F2 practice. It's basically F2 practice that's taking place. But no, we are awarding 2 points for pole at the end of this, let me just add. But to be fair, I don't think that's going to change really, unfortunately. I don't think we're going to be seeing a change at the front. So, a battle for second place still on. And to be fair, it's between the 2 drivers that are battling for second and third in the championship. In the F2 standings. That is currently also being sorted out. And you've got the team championship as well. Trident just trying to bring it home. 2 minutes on the clock to go for Formula 2 qualifying session. Okay, let's hear now from the Trident that is currently in P4 PAL.
What was Note's second quickest time? May I just add, because he did cause the red flag. I just want to know what Note's second quickest time was, please.
So, Pal trying to get some of the information. That's an improvement from Logo in terms of time. And yes, that was, of course, Note causing the red flag earlier in the session. So, of course, that rule that we do have will definitely come into play. So we'll need to find out Note's second best time, which, to be fair, is going to be something that can only be done post-session, as we'll need a team to review it. I think I can get Omi Helfer behind it, but I don't know if we can do it at this stage yet. Okay, let's see. Well, first of all, let's see if Note makes our life easy by setting a even faster lap than what he's managed, to make sure there's no discussion. If he can do that, then there won't be really a discussion unless Pal goes even quicker. We're looking at Logo. He's in Logo, not seeming on the pace this weekend as much. He'll need to turn it around in tomorrow's race. And, well, Jaden's saying, I'm trying to overtake Logo. It's difficult. So Logo will start on pole tomorrow. Pal will be alongside. Jaden will be at the back. I don't know if Jaden's going to be able to take the win, even if he has a big pace advantage. As you can see, he's struggling. Now, let's see what Note's going to be able to do. We're going to have to review Note's lap times throughout. and see what times he is finding. 13 seconds on the clock, so this will be Note's final lap. This will be everyone's final lap as they come over the line. Some, if they can beat the time by about 5 seconds, may be able to start something. I believe Harrison, Note can go round again. This will be Pal's final lap. It will be Logo's final lap. It will be Jaden's final lap as well. And Jaden has invalidated in the second sector. And, well, I mean, he's complaining, but he's on pole. He's on pole as it stands. Here is Note making his way through the hairpin. It wasn't a good first sector, so it was an improvement in the third sector for Logo. He's done. So he's done. Jaden's done. You have Harrison, Note, and Pal pushing on. And Pal is currently going 3/10 quicker than Note in the first sector. In terms of the current lap times that they're setting on the board, not to the personal bests, as Logo set a personal best in the first. But I'll just need to review and make sure that from what I can remember, it did seem like that Logo can't set another lap, so that will need to be looked up. But he'll go once again. I don't think it will be too many different. Okay, so Pal improved his time and into the wall again for Note, and well, he's under pressure to get another good time to make sure that he secures himself third, but it could be a bad position for him with not an improvement. So this time around it's a 1 minute 35.4, so that lap time still would be slower than Pal's lap time, Pal's fastest lap time. So Jaden confirming to us Logo crossed the line when the time was up. I guess we'll see him over the line, but this lap won't really be counting at all. If that is reviewed to be true, I mean, it doesn't really mean anything at all anyway. I guess an improvement to a 1 minute 39.753. Well, that is it for Formula 2 qualifying. Absolutely brilliant. The final qualifying session of the season has come to a close. We will take it down to Parc Fermé to speak to our top 3 on the grid. And it will be, well, I think we'll also get Pal in there, definitely. Seeing as he might be the person who has that place anyway, once the lap times do get deleted for Note for causing the red flag. So that will be, so yeah, provisionally I think the best thing to do is, as we didn't really capture Note's previous lap, is we're gonna have to remove Note's lap to a 1 minute 35.484, and then if he can send a image or something showing his second best time to us, then we'll be able to, well, reinstate it. But yes, I think the fair thing in terms of interviews to do right now would just be to speak to Note and Pal, both of them, as yes, they line up. Well, they'll make their way through and onto the grid. And that's where they'll park up, and we will take the free cam down for some interviews. So we'll speak to Note first of all, and then we'll go to Pal, then we'll go to Harrison, as Jaden stands on top of the car with his new livery. And there is Pal's Christmas suit, which makes an appearance once more. We'll wait for Note to come as well. So once Note is here, as I believe Jaden was just calling a driver Coolin as well, I've just noticed. So that's quite interesting to see. But yeah, we'll wait for, so that we're on the grid for the interview. So that is where that's exactly what we're waiting for. Is the camera loves spinning. The camera absolutely loves spinning. Let me just add. So we're just currently waiting. Okay, here is Harrison, as Jaden instructs people where to park up, even though I think they know what they're doing. And there's Note having some appearance. I think he'll just need to park his car behind Pal, as we'll do. I mean, it's the final qualifying. We may as well do 4 interviews as well. One for the driver who, well, set the lap for P3. One for the driver who will start in P3, and one, of course, for second and first as well. Okay, first of all, speaking to Note, who, unless he can provide any evidence, will be moving down the order due to causing the red flag, as of course with F2 specific rules, that's just how it goes. Hello Note, so final F2 qualifying of the season done. You showed promising pace, but first of all, I think the main question is, would you say you have any evidence to prove your second fastest lap?
Oh, my internet went out. I don't know what you expect. Powell's gonna take the position, obviously. Kind of a piss take, personally, because my second fastest lap was a 1:34.8, so it's kind of annoying.
Okay, so, well, that'll be something that definitely will be looked at all throughout the night, as everyone will continue to debate, and yeah, we'll definitely see what everyone does agree on. As if you do cause the red flag in qualifying, it does mean that the fastest lap's deleted. But yeah, I don't think we have anything yet for circumstances, unfortunately. So we'll see if there are what sort of agreements there are in the stewards room with that. But just talking about the pace in general. So I mean, to be fair, you might be disappointed with that, but here at Monaco, that is one position, which in real life it would be devastating. Here, not as much, because we have seen that people can overtake, and there will be moves. It's difficult, but you can overtake if you are brave and you risk it all. So I guess you may end up starting note, one position higher up in the sprint, and then a lower position for the feature race, which is where you mostly score points. But you're fighting for second place in the championship, in the Drivers' Championship note. So how do you arrive into this weekend with that in the back of your head?
One thing to kill myself, I guess. Having to start behind Powell was going to be a joke. Having to start behind Harrison's going to be a joke as well, because I need those 8 points. If I want to finish second, I've really got to get my head down.
Okay, you're also trying to win the Constructors' Championship as well, with Trident as you leave the team at the end of the season. So how good would it be to be able to receive the team's championship as well as you leave the team?
I mean, it'll be good, yeah, obviously, but there's obviously the stress of having to leave another team going for another, but my choice has been made. I'm happy with the choice, so after it's done, let Powell keep the trophy since he's staying.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, trophy really will just go to the team in general. It'll be there, but I mean, to be fair, you do have that title forever that you won an F2 Constructors title. So I guess that will be something that even if you leave Formula 2 or even leave the league, you'll have that forever. Now, we're just going to let Jaden bring Pal first of all, and then after that, we'll be able to speak to him. But thank you very much. Best of luck tomorrow. But now, let's speak to someone who's put some effort into dressing up as well, as we just take the camera up to him. So, hello pal, 4th in qualifying, but moving up to 3rd. So how is that going to feel, starting in 3rd here at Monaco?
Oh, it's really nice. I mean, it's just an extra position, isn't it? Yeah, it just means I get to fight against the better drivers. Do I say that? I mean, the top, like, elite ones in F2. I mean, I'm going to start right behind him, the guy who always wins. So, yeah, I'll overtake him into turn 1.
Okay, well, you've got a Constructors title on the line. You've got a 28 points advantage. So, how do you approach the weekend with that in mind?
Treat it as any normal weekend. Like, I don't know why it's been pressurised so much. We've got a big gap. I just drive normally, get the title, and walk off.
Brilliant stuff. Well, also then, in terms of pace, how is your pace looking before the 2 races coming up this weekend?
Well, I just heard Jay Harrison. Well, I don't know about Harrison, but I did see him go up some grass route. I don't know why. But I heard about Jay crashing, so if you could do that in the race, please, I'll take it. But yeah, I'm not really crashing much. I'm just tapping the wall quite a lot, so I need to fix that tomorrow.
Okay, well, best of luck, and we will see you later on as well for the ceremony. Now, let's speak to Sir Harrison McLaren, and you can see he's got the Prima outfit. He's also apparently part of the Ferrari Academy as well, it turns out. But even though he is Sir Harrison McLaren, he is McLaren. He's given them a special livery for this weekend in F2. He has put himself in contention with Jaden. So, Harrison, how are you feeling then ahead of this weekend? Constructors seems out of reach now for you, but in terms of ending the season on a high, how do you think you're going to do this weekend?
Unless I make a serious mistake, which I don't think I really did throughout qualifying. I made one mistake. I think this should go how I plan it to go. P2 is looking very likely in the race, in the future race. Don't know about the sprint. It's going to be hard to overtake. But yeah, I think pace-wise, I can easily get P2.
Okay, well, can you then talk us through how was qualifying in comparison to Jaden today?
I think for me, I think it was relatively good. Coming into the weekend, I was slower than Note and Powell, but now I'm over a second ahead, I think. So yeah, I think it's looking quite good. And yeah, but I don't think Jay's touchable right now.
Okay, well, you'll start ahead of him tomorrow in the sprint, but you'll also start behind plenty of drivers. So good luck tomorrow, and it'll be interesting to see how you get on in the final sprint of the season. Right, let's now speak to the dancing champion of this season as he continues to dance, but he's got to speak to us now. And Jaden, well, then I guess another pole position. How has it been to take pole here at Monaco in your final ever F2 qualifying?
Yeah, it's been very good. It brings me back to the old times when I first tried league racing. Yeah, memories.
Okay, well, tomorrow is going to be your final sprint. Sunday will be your final ever feature race. How do you think the pace is going to be for those two? And can you talk us through how hard it will be to overtake everyone to win the sprint tomorrow?
I mean, it's Monaco. It's not like any other track. It's Monaco. It's very tight street circuit, so it will be difficult to overtake everyone. But I will try maneuvers, obviously, wherever. Well, not really wherever, but I will try. And I'm hoping that I could try and recreate my first move to win my first race, just to wrap it up.
Okay, well, thank you very much. We will see you tomorrow, and we wish you the best of luck in that. Well, we've got the award ceremony coming up later today at 8 PM. You've got F1 practice, I should say, in between as well. F1 qualifying coming up tomorrow, along with the F1 race on Sunday. F2 sprint is tomorrow, and then the feature on Sunday, and both of them will be my final ones as a broadcaster for PRL. Thank you very much for joining us here at Monaco, and we will see you tomorrow for the sprint. See you later on for the awards ceremony. Goodbye.